more Brawl brews coming at you.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello everybody and welcome to another Brawl Stars Variety Hour, continuing to play the decks which were submitted to me as part of my 15k subscriber spectacular. So many people said so many fun decks, including these. I'll be starting with Oyaminartok. Oyaminartok is the bear specific to alchemy. Now this is an actual Baldur's Gate character that did not make it into the actual Baldur's Gate set. This is strange, but that's the way they decided to do it. Oyaminartok is a fishing bear who cares about food and is a very good Simic mutate commander, which is why there's a bunch of mutate in this deck. Captain Saga submitted a deck that has all the lovely food, all the lovely fish, and then a bunch of very good cards just in Simic colors, like Uro, Hydroid Crisis, Coma, which are very, very important when it comes to winning games because, well, this is a bit of a spiky format, and I totally understand it. I do love to see, though, there's some really big fish that you might not otherwise see, like this angular turtle that forces your opponent to attack into you, really leaning into the real big fish theme. Cyclone summoners to bounce everything back into hand, and then mutate again. I am a big fan of mutate as an archetype. My favorite mutator is right here, Auspicious Sterix, because it puts permanence into play. And sometimes you end up putting a lot of permanence into play because you mutate a whole bunch of different times. Auspicious Sterix, shout out to you specifically. Okay, Oyaminartok, I'm gonna bear with you while we go fishing. Syr Corpse Puppet. This is a Proliferate commander. Also, I just saw my kitty cat walk by. Hi, Scraps. Would you like to come into the room? Would you like to come into the room and be smooshed on the face with 10,000 kisses? That's wild. She should definitely want that. Yeah, Syr Corpse Puppet. When you proliferate, you make a golem, if you don't have a golem, or you give something flying and lifelink until end of turn. I probably want to go for land destruction, turning this into a Sawtusk Demolisher. You do that next turn. Glimpse the Cosmos. I glimpse a land. A beautiful, beautiful land. He makes the fake Carnia. He makes the Hollow Sentinel token. Spooky. The Prosthetic Injector also gives some Toxic, so they have something to proliferate. Oh no, birds! If I let them attack me next turn, I'll get poison, which can then be proliferated. You know what? I want to destroy lands and mutate, so I'm going to destroy lands and mutate. Turn my goose into a 6/6 and destroy their swamp. Enjoy your beast token. Oyaminartok is a giant bear. We use our Giant's Grasp to steal something. We'll swing in for 6. And I'll try to play Oyaminartok. I don't think she's going to resolve, though. Ooh, no, they're proliferating! Getting some more 3/3s. Also giving me some more poison. Scraps, little kitty cat! Little Bebo, you should come here! She's so cute. I would love it if my cat would be in more videos. They're eating the Sawtusk Demolisher. They lose 6 life, but it's a smart thing to do before I start mutating on it again and destroying even more of their lands. What do I want to steal? Ledger Shredder? No, I think I want to surprise them with a Thrix. Thrix has Flash, Flying, makes my other big spells uncounterable. Also discounts them. With that Ledger Shredder, it'll be like, whoa, who's that guy? that guy? It's Thrix! Boop. Bro, what are you doing? My cat is making all sorts of weird scrambles in the other room. She has been so hyper today because it's been like a kind of cool day out. What a lucky girl she is. Oh, big mutate! Now I do want to mutate. We're gonna start by getting Gargaron with my Gargaraw. Enjoy your second spell. That's a bird lawyer. It could sound like whatever you want. Oh, no swan songs? I will take... more... elf. Making food would also be cute. Attacking with Thrix. Whisper of the Dross. Now that this has a +1/+1 counter, it can get more, and I'm also up to 4 poison. So much poison! You think a bird lawyer would be fancy? I mean, he has a very nice suit. Hi, Vraska. Oh no, I'm going to treasure him forever. Please stop poisoning me. I would appreciate it if you stop poisoning me. But also, I think it would be really cool if I had a Vraska. This is mine! No, I'm not giving myself more poison. No, I wanna make sure I am not selected. Okay, good. Oh wow, they dropped their tyrant's corn. That corn belongs to that tyrant. You have to tailor around the wings. Yeah, we can't see the back of any of these suits. I imagine they look kind of silly. Ashiok is going to stop us from searching. And also, Mill in Exile. Looks like it was mostly lands, thankfully. Giving themselves some hexproof. All right, I can't search. Oops. It does count lands for searching. That gives me 1, 2, 3, or 5 mana after. I'm going to lure my opponent using the angler turtle. This is my way of saying, yeah, you have to attack. Not a burden, it's a bird on. Hi, Lucy. They anoint with affliction. Do you attack me or do you attack the Vraska? Everybody has to attack, though. No more Vraskas. I scoffed at the angler turtle. Listen, I think it's pretty cool. Do I have lethal here? Okay. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This feels right. That's a good bear. I didn't get to go fishing, but I did get to go smashing. This person's username is a bunch of numbers and letters. I don't think it means anything, But the deck they submitted is Syr Gwyn, Hero of Ashvale. Syr Gwyn is very cool, but a little too expensive to work that well. Doesn't matter, you get to play other knights. Syr Gwyn is all about attacking with your knights, drawing cards because they have equipment, and equipping them for free, which gives you a reasonable excuse to run some of the higher equip cost cards like Helm of the Host in your deck. I see a bunch of non-knights in this deck though, but some things that double as equipments, and some just nice cards that happen to be in these colors. Okay, Syr Gwyn and her newly added Nazgul. Let's see if we can get some in it to Gwynets. Well, we will spend our turns trying to get 2/6 mana. Our opponent will spend their turns revealing cards from the top of their library. I have the Thoughtseize in his hand, but I do not want to keep a 2-lander. I guess we will, because we mulliganed and we did not find a third land. Thankfully, though, we do have this Changeling Outcast, which, when equipped with this Gold Vein pick, should be making me treasure to ramp. I could maybe even give it double strike if we happen to get this Halvar out. Invasion of New Capenna, maybe I could sacrifice some of those treasures, take out their commander. Beep. Behold, a knight. It is a knight. Anybody who says it's not a knight is wrong. It's a knight. A spooky knight. Spooky unblockable knight. I have a goose. Oh. We'll go for the Gold Vein pick over the Knight of Dusk's Shadow. It is, in fact, also a Night Coward Elder Dragon. He is an oof, and an elf, and an insect. So they bring out Galadriel. We equip our Changeling Outcast. Swing in, can't be blocked. We make a treasure. I'm going to shock this in to use Invasion of New Capenna to sacrifice this treasure to kill Galadriel. That's like a very, very convoluted piece of removal. I guess it was enough to stop my opponent from playing. That took me so many pieces. Okay, well, Syr Gwyn wins. We must face off against all the Simic decks. Oh, it's this guy, Crobax84. They typically play hard control decks, if I remember right. Okay, well, I have a bunny and a sword that I can put on the bunny. But bam, I'm ready for some haste. Emoti is all about ramp. Though, again, even though Emoti is all about, like, cascading into stuff, I feel like this deck is going to have some less fun pieces. Bunny? With a sword. Guardian Idol, they ramp. Forgenu can bring things back in the graveyard. I guess I'll play Rem Careless. Rem Careless already has haste, and flying, and protects us from damage, non-combat damage. I know, if this dies, it will become so much more powerful. Ambitious farmhand, get me a plains, please. Kids these days love bunnies with swords. I think I will use Rebel Salvo on the Gyre Engineer, since this taps for so much mana. Down to 11 life. Settle the Wilds. That will give them a 4-drop in hand, as well as a land. Aha! No Emoti! I wonder what treasures, like, what equipment I get in this deck. I do not know. Well, I'm going to use that treasure for another piece of equipment that gets me a treasure. And keep swinging. And they're leaving. Neat. I'm cool with that. We were in it to win it, but now we've got Arwen to win it. Arwen is indestructible and can make something else indestructible until end of turn. This is a very cool kind of protect your other stuff and put +1/+1 counters on stuff commander, which is generally really nice to have in Selesnya colors. She is a hard to deal with threat because of that just natural indestructible, but you can also use her to get all of these scales effects rolling. I see Ozolith, Hardened Scales, I imagine, yep, the Kami of Whispered Hopes, all these things that get you additional +1/+1 counters. And then you have cards that are good with +1/+1 counters. I also see Aragorn and Arwen wed. Yes, because you can't just have Arwen. She has to get married. Aww. Maybe we'll get to have them get married in this game. Okay, Arlen, let's put some +1/+1 counters on things. Byleth, World Sculptor. Enters the battlefield, makes plants, and then landfall buffs those plants. For the arena version, it actually gives trample on top of 4 +1/+1 counters, which means that those plants can really hurt. Getting Eternal and Delighted Halfling means that I can kind of rush out these 3-drops. Arwen, Good Fortune Unicorn, or even Evolution Sage. I really like the unicorn. It's a good horse. It puts +1/+1 counters on creatures. This is the Grumgully of Selesnya. By the way, Byleth needs to have basic lands to make plants. So they're sacrificing some of their lands here to get more basics into play. Get myself an Evolution Sage, who gets a counter, who then proliferates. Big Evolution Sage. Here comes Pylath, a 5/5, who comes with 3 plants. Land enters the battlefield, and one of these becomes a 4/5. Get down Arwen. She gets an extra counter. You play a land. Proliferate. And pass. Rishkar's expertise will draw them 5 cards and let them cast something that costs 5 or less for free. Arrow! That is going to get them 2 more basic lands into play. So now that I have proliferated the indestructible counter on Arwen, I can kind of repeatedly use these. I don't have another land yet. Coming at me, plant? I'll fight you. I'll fight you and I'll still be indestructible. Valakut Exploration. Landfall gets them more stuff. Okay. Get Arwen, and I would love to buff up this unicorn. That would only be 7, so we're going to use the Sage instead. Gain a whole bunch of life. No damage goes through. We heal up to 37. Land, please? Not a land. Nice lifelink. I'm going to go for Authority of the Consuls and Heliod. I'll also attack with Arwen. Still indestructible. And this is to get a +1/+1 counter onto the Good Fortune Unicorn. That way I have more proliferate targets. Rootbound Crag. They've already played a land per turn, but there's ways to play more than 1 land per turn. Or just get more of them into play with Vastwood Surge. And it looks like they kicked it, so this is going to put 2 +1/+1 counters on all their creatures, which means this now taps for 3 instead of 1. It's hard to see. We have 3 +1/+1 counters, a lifelink counter, and an indestructible counter. Yeah, I don't need to block more than that. Now, excuse me. I would like a land. Kami of Whispered Hopes, you're not a land! This gets me another mana. So very, very close to lethal. We'll see if they have more lands in hand, because these do not have trample, and I am willing to sacrifice Arwen's immortality to make the horse indestructible. Oh, we had lethal through activating Arwen. We did! Arwen and Aragorn. Horse girls. Morog! Bigger horse. Will you play a land? Yes, they do. This is going to untap things for a big attack. A big swing. Once upon a time. Yeah, Morog in second main phase means there's going to be an additional combat and all creatures will be untapped, despite my making them come into play tapped. Keep buffing up the life gain, horse! These are both now trampoline plants, which means that blocking with the unicorn will not prevent any damage. We still block with it, though, because it gains us a bunch of life. And I'll block with these, too, to prevent as much damage as I can. But it's not enough! And we still die. GG, I laugh! Yes, Queen. We have Queen all in all. And the Mortal Queen. Lots of lands here. We have things that bank our +1/+1 counters. We have something that gets +1/+1 counters. The Gallic Readers. A really nice 1-2-3 curve. Queen all in all, when you make a token, makes you an extra token. She also gets bigger based on the number of tokens on the battlefield. It is a Queen off. It's a very Queen battle. It's Arwen, and I am going to go for a tapped treasure, so I have access to Elspeth Conquers Death next turn. Argivian Cavalier does come with a token. I gain 2 life. Argivian? I think it's Argive. I'll take out your 3-drop. And swing with Arwen. She's indestructible. Just try blocking this. Idyllic Tutor lets them tutor for an enchantment. What enchantment are you getting? Sus. Ooh, rabble-rousing! That'll make a lot of tokens. But they won't be able to play it this next turn. All of the Imp Pasta. The Imp Spaghetti. You thought they were gonna go for Anointed Procession? Nope! They want to rouse the rabble! Hopefully I can find some Proliferate engines soon. If not, that's fine. The kitty! Hello, meow meow! We draw. We got a Pledge of Unity. Nothing to bring back from the graveyard, though. So sad, too bad. Arwen and Galagreeters attacking for a bunch! I'm going to use Pledge of Unity. And Arwen's Immortality. If you play a creature, it will be exiled. Thanks to the fall of the Impasta. Everybody likes imp spaghetti. Queen, all in all, is risking her life for the greater good. Chat says it's sus. You're so right. It's so sus. Arwen gave up her immortality to be with her one true love. Galagreeters. Hi, Foster Cat. Who are you making indestructible? I feel like Foster Cat might be in this deck. Foster Cat's great to like put +1/+1 counters on stuff. Oh, Exaltation. With no creatures. I make a token to get another +1/+1 counter. I make a token to make another +1/+1 counter. And that should be a lethal swing. 6 + 5 + 1 is 12. GG. Flying Turtle has submitted an Azusa deck. How do you play Azusa? Step 1, you try to ramp. Then you play the Azusa, you unload the lands. Note that over half the deck is lands, and then you play these big scary things. It's a pretty simple deck, but sometimes it high rolls and sometimes it low rolls. I'm actually surprised to not see all 4 of the turn 1 ramp pieces, the Kami of Bamboo Groves, especially because like this is such a land heavy deck, and Arboreal Grazer, but still got some ramp to ramp into more ramp, to ramp into more ramp, into more ramp. Let's play. Ellis Ilkor, Sadistic Pilgrim. Yes, I have many lands. Anything other than lands? Okay, this lets me play 1 extra land on turn 2. I will take it. Doesn't mean I'm playing Azusa on 2, but this is still pretty nice. You think I could use more utility lands in the deck? I feel like if you have utility lands, they're great to throw into a deck like this. And this forest I played was so powerful it crashed Arena, so I'm going to restart it really quickly while we wait to get back into the game. Let me quickly say what Ellis Ilkor does. When she's out on the battlefield, she's a 2/2 with Death Touch. If they have another creature enter the battlefield, they gain a life. And if another one of their creatures dies, I lose a life. So it's all about sacrificing, playing lots of little guys, swinging in, and similar Blood Artist effects. So sorry to make you wait. Luke, I didn't mean to stall here. My game crashed. Okay. Azusa's many journeys into a forest. Now we don't have enough lands. Azusa's just like, hey, wait. I need dirt. That's fine. I will simply scry to more dirt. I'm going to play the Scoot Swarm on this turn. This will get me a little 1/1, which I can use to block. There's a land. The backside of Azusa's Many Journeys should be pretty helpful. Oof, Voice of the Blessed is already a 3/3. If I let this die, they'll also gain some more life. This flips over. I'm going to play the world's saddest Azusa. Azusa with no other lands. She's just like, I'm here. Ooh, now if their creatures die, so long as they didn't have flying to start, they will get flying. Now, something odd about this is if I kill it, It will come back flying, but it also gets flying on its own anyway. No blocks. Getting land is pretty nice here just because it means that now my Scoot is copying itself. Hello, Eep. How many until it gets flying? 4 or more +1/+1 counters. It's about to have that, so that means it gets flying. And you guys got reach? No? Okay. I can destroy Hidden Stockpile or Esper Sentinel. Or I guess Spirited Companion or those, but they come back. Am I going to die to a Voice of the Blast? We might. You got Soul Warden, which means even more life gain. This is now a lethal swing in the air. Voice of the Blast, Mothra, swing in. Bing bong. I'm sorry, Azusa. I should have kept your hand that was all lands. Atraxa Grand Unifier, a big old pile of value. I have nothing big and scary here, but I have a tiny bit of removal specifically for artifacts or enchantments. That said, not really what I want. I think that this is going to be slightly better. I really wish we had some more, like, 1 or 2 cost things here. We don't. Nothing to trigger Colossal Majesty either. There we go. There's a 2-drop worth keeping. The Lotus Cobra. Going to turn each of these landfalls into more mana. Good. We explore. And find more land for you, milady. This is the Atraxa. That's the 7 mana, 7/7. Flying Death Touch, Vigilance, Lifelink. Fills your hand with cards. Here comes Azusa. Play a second land. It's not really, like, that explosive, but it does let me play more things from hand. Elsaurus Shepherd is good for elves and also good for stopping counterspells. I'm a mono green deck. I do not have counterspells. Invasion of Zendikar gets them 2 more lands. Lotus Cobra into Nissa. Untapping a land. Attacking with Azusa. Actually, attacking just with the forest. Using the One Ring! And finding a Scoot Swarm. I have a feeling that Atraxa is going to destroy Nissa. Oh, no, exiling the One Ring! Getting rid of my card draw. That is smart. We tapping. Untapping. Using that floating mana for a Scootlebug. Getting some more mana with this landfall. And using that mana for Bones. We're going to swing you 2 at Kaya because I don't actually need any treasures. I just want to get rid of Kaya. I have nothing I can play here. Colossal Majesty, assuming Old Gnawbones is still on the battlefield, will draw me a card. Black Market Connections lets them pay up to 6 life each turn, and if they pay any less than 6 life, they're cowards. I love it when people play 6 life. It's all I ever want to do is like, yeah, I want to pay 6 life! Now and forever! Good, extra card, so it's Invasion of Ikoria. What do I want to get off Invasion of Ikoria? One moment. I'm just quickly checking the deck list for what big boys I want. Is there a hoof? If hoof, then hoof. Okay, so X equals 8. There is, in fact, a hoof in this list. We search our library. They already know what's happening. It's Craterhoof Behemoth, and it's lethal plus plus. More than just lethal. GG. Roberto Montoya has submitted Thalia and the Gitrog monster. They, when they attack, have to sacrifice a creature or land, but you also do get to play extra lands every turn, and because they're a really strong attacker, you're going to want to attack with them. They have First Strike and Death Touch. They also make your opponent's lands, non-basic lands, and creatures enter the battlefield tapped. Which is so mean. I get, like, that's Thalia's thing, and the Gitrog is the lands part, but they're just so mean together. Anyway, in this deck, we're going to be loading up Thalia and the Gitrog with a whole bunch of swords. And if they die, backup plan, Glissa. And if both of those die, I don't know, we got some other good cards in here too. There's Big Gitrog. Everybody likes a good Big Gitrog. Okay, Thalia and the Gitrog monster, let's go bother some opponents. Nissa Ascended Animist. This is the Planeswalker Nissa that can destroy artifacts and enchantments, as well as, well, this part always kind of breaks my heart. She can give Overrun. Depending on the number of forests you have, she can be a Craterhoof Behemoth in the command zone, giving +1/+1 and Trample. Why does that break my heart? Because that's Craterhoof Behemoth's job. You're not allowed to do that, Nissa. She also can make big monsters, Phyrexian Horrors. I wonder if this is just going to be lots of little rampant dudes. This gets them 2 more lands. Does the token look weird? I don't know, looks pretty normal to me. I mean, it's gross looking. Craterhoof Behemoth, like. I'm going for Thalia this turn, One Ring the next turn. It is also a big disenchant, just in case you need that. Wake in the Woods makes 4 forest dryads. Remember how I said it? It's based on a number of forests. My turn! I go to combat and I swing with Thalia and the Gitrog monster, eating my Selfless Savior. Now they can hit me with a big Overrun next turn. But it's not going to do anything because we have the One Ring, unless they also manage to play, specifically, a Questing Beast. I'm going to untap to hold up Shouldered Edict here. Jaheira, Jaheira. Not even playing this at a plus. More. Can I survive this number of forest dryads? No, I don't think I can, but I'm still going to try. Azusa, come out here. Help me play more lands. Help me play more lands. This one comes in tapped. I don't want this one. Thalia and the Gitrog, attack! Sacrifice this. Sarah Paragon. We can bring back either the Razorverge Thicket or Selfless Savior. Zeus is like, play more lands! Play more lands! Going! Okay, I played them. Now they play the Nissa. They -7. We -7. There's so many forests! How many forests? And we die. Like, a little. This is like 100 extra damage. It's fine. Our opponent's commander has affinity for equipment. And we have First Strike and Death Touch, which means we're pretty good at blocking even super equipped up things. There are a couple equipments, though, that give Indestructible, or First Strike and Death Touch themselves. Just have to smush them together and combine them until you find just the right pieces. I think Dorina is mostly in this deck as a... It's a little bit of graveyard hate. It also protects Gitrog and Thalia. Oh, I don't think I need to bring her back from the graveyard. Since I can play extra lands, like I'll just pop that down onto the battlefield. Ooh, the Immortal Fun! That's a fun card. Says so right in the name. Oh wow, sacrificing a Mind Stone. Getting rid of ramp to find more lands. I got an Eater of Virtue. I'm going to play out all these. I'm going to play the Immortal Sun. Attack with Thalia and the Gitrog monster. Eat my forest. Yum yum yum. Very, very tasty. I have Patriot's Humiliation, so if they play a creature, I can make that creature not have abilities. Right now, they have a creature, but the creature doesn't actually have abilities. It has abilities from the equipment. Not going to equip that for free? It's free! I think this one also is free because of the Bladehold War Whip. Yeah, they could equip that for free. Extra cards for Amy. Going to draw some Lance. Going to draw some Lance. Oh, whoops. I meant to cast Patriot's Humiliation there. It's fine, I got plenty of mana. Oh, nice. Discount 1 ring. Getting some protection. Oh, Rock. Oh, Brock of Ages, which deck was yours? Nahiri forged in fury! So they'd like to attack with this, even though it won't deal damage to me. They still get the trigger from the attack, except no they don't, because we'll use Patriot's Humiliation. Oh, right! It still has an additional toughness. I actually forgot about the toughness from leather armor. So they get this, but it dies. It was the older Raven Guard deck. I could have also silenced this. No, the Raven Guard deck, though, was cute because it had so many dwarves in it. You draw extra cards. I need to draw actually even more extra cards, thanks. Thank you. Thank you. Some of these. One of those. Get rid of the double strike equipment. I will attack with Thalia and the Gitrog monster. Sacrifice a land that will draw me more cards with the Gitrog monster. Tireless Tracker. Llanowar Elves. Heroes Heirloom. I have now made a battlefield. Even a board wipe won't stop us. Since we're drawing so many cards, we can give something Trample and Haste. We just have a lot more going on here than they do. Other Nahiri! They can kill a creature! You got flames. I got 5 damage to the face. They eat some virtue. Good virtue. I have to sacrifice a land, so I will. I could also sacrifice the Gitrog monster. We do not need it for lethal damage. We got the Sword of 50-50. And we attack with everything. I'm actually going to attack I'm going to sacrifice, there we go. Sacrifice not a land just to avoid getting another trigger off Gitrog monster. So we can kill them a little faster. GG. This deck is a mistake. 8math submitted a 5-color good stuff for Sliver deck. I say it's a mistake because I really wish that you couldn't do this. The first Sliver should only be for slivers. What's all this garbage doing here? What are all these big spells? None of these are slivers. None of them. Not a single one. But it was submitted to me as a deck, so I will still play it. Alright, first Sliver, good stuff. Let's, I don't know, make 5-color things happen. The first Sliver against the first Sliver. I have some very awkward ramp here, but I do have an orb. I like the orb. You wouldn't want to play the Dominaria United, Joda for the alternate commander for this deck, because this is not a Legends deck. The other Joda, I think, would make sense, the one that lets you pay 5 mana instead of the mana cost. Since this deck seems to have an abundance of extremely high-cost cards. Actual slivers versus the first sliver? I think they'll mill. They lose 6 life. Tempered Sliver? Oh no, if they've got Tempered Sliver, they've got slivers. We have a board wipe. Don't have the mana for it yet. Next turn, we don't have blue unless we're shocking in Watery Grave, but we could go for Rusko. I think it's better to go for a Cartographer's Survey, though. Just hop myself up to, hopefully, 8 lands. Sorry, 6 lands. I totally know how to count. Ooh, nice. Good slivers. Cartographer's Survey finds 2 lands. I just want to make sure at least one of these has white mana. They both have white mana. And we scry. They might let me draw. If they do, awesome. That's the 1 ring. If not, they're losing a bunch of life. Cool. That was 9 damage. Palantir of Orthanc. Good card. Have I remade Pondering Orbs yet? No, I'll probably do it for like April Fool's Day. Do they have the mana for their first sliver? They do. Let's see what they cascade into. It's D-Spark! There's no good target for D-Spark. This is the only legal target. Yeah. Too bad. But in other news, slivers! But their slivers are not indestructible. So we will have to destruct them. Woo! We use the orb. They're probably just going to let me draw here. I'm going to get the Sulphur Springs. Yeah, I noticed there's a bunch of tutors in this deck as well. Solve the Equation, Masterminds Acquisition. Just a guess, I didn't look that closely at the list. There's probably also Ultimatums. All these cards that are just kind of unfun. They've added so many more good orbs for Orb Tribal. See, this is what a deck with the first sliver should be. Playing people of a cool type. Not whatever this garbage is. What am I doing? Casting things for free from my hand? Untapping all my lands? Tutoring? Blech! Ridiculous stuff. That's what that is. Absolutely silly. Get something big. Get yourself something nice. Left myself with blue and black. That's what I was looking for.
I knew you'd come home. Today's my lucky day.
And it doesn't really matter. They'll have a straw, so I'll just mill both. It's completely random. Oh, they were just like, no, I'm milling. Yes, you are milling. And we're killing. Raga Draga Gorguts Boss. This is a pretty aggressive Gruul deck. Right now we have a lot of big stuff, a little bit of ramp. Let's go. I like having the World Tree in this like pile of lands here. We could mulligan, we could keep this, and see if we get out aggroed by the ever-attacking mana dorks. Not gonna risk it. I'm gonna get my own mana dorks. They say hi. Hello. Good to make moose. An Elfame Druid. Mooney thought they're a paradise. Just a couple of flying 0/2s. I think I'll go for first Sliver next turn. Just to cascade into chaos. Here comes Ragadraga. I could also use Chandra to kill Ragadraga. That's boring. Give me a 7/7. And a free spell! Oh, it's a tutor. I'm gonna tutor for a land. I want... Overgrown farmland. Ooh, somebody's getting +1/+1 counters. They kiff. Maybe they can make it indestructible. Yes, use your indestructible spell now. Oh no, it's Gift of Growth. Well, that's cute. Just trying to make it a little bigger. Commander back to the command zone. Do I want to depopulate this turn, or do I want to wait a turn? I use Binding the Old Gods. They can tap this for mana. Can they use that mana for anything, though? I don't know. Eldritch Evolution, sacrificing Rishkar to get something that costs 5 or less mana. Maybe Toski? They've definitely picked up on us being 5-color good stuff. Ooh, Terror of the Peaks. Yes, deal 0 damage. Get a forest. I'll just grab, like, I don't know, a Triome that has blue in it. Bam. Triome with blue in it. And I wipe the board. They only have 3 lands. We have 6 lands. Putting us in a pretty advantageous spot. Because 5-color good stuff is a mistake. As demonstrated. Thank you for watching this episode of Brawl Stars Variety Hour, and thank you to everybody who submitted decks for this. If you haven't seen your commander yet, well, just wait, because this is not the last of these videos. In fact, I still have, I think, 100 pages left of deck lists. I'm not going to be able to get through all of them, but I'll get through most of the ones that were submitted before the Thursday cutoff, so at least we got that going. Sorry, people who were late submissions, I can't quite get there. Also, if you didn't see your deck, it's possible I played it on stream and just didn't put it in the video, or that I was not able to import your deck. I'm sorry, a lot of y'all did just, like, hand type your deck lists in, which I couldn't use. There were also a lot of people who sent me non-historic Brawl decks, which was just like, yes, I will send Amy my favorite modern deck list, and I'm out here playing Arena like, I can't use this. But thank you. I appreciate your deck. Thank you again for watching, and have a brawlful day.